Before we begin, let me ask you something real. Have you ever had a reaction to something that seemed tiny to everyone else, but inside your chest it felt like an earthquake? Someone's tone changes, a room shifts, a memory resurfaces, and suddenly you're feeling emotions at a level no one around you even notices. If you've ever wondered, why do I feel everything this deeply? Stay with me. Because this isn't drama, this isn't weakness, this is neuroscience, personality wiring, and emotional architecture all working together inside the INFJ mind. I'm Lisa Nahr, author of Inside the Mind of an INFJ, and today I'm going to break down exactly why your emotions hit harder, last longer, and echo deeper than the average person's, and why that's not something to fix, but something to understand and master. Let's start with the truth most INFJs carry quietly. You don't just feel emotions, you absorb them. And sometimes you metabolize them like they're your own, even when they're not. You feel tension in the air, you feel someone's disappointment before they say a word. You feel when something is off, even when nothing is said. You feel the temperature of a relationship changing long before the other person realizes it. You feel the emotional meaning behind things that seem insignificant to everyone else. Your emotional intensity doesn't start at the heart, it starts in the brain. Specifically, the social emotional neural network. INFJs have heightened activation in regions like the anterior insula and the medial prefrontal cortex, the areas that detect emotion, meaning, and interpersonal change. That means your brain is constantly scanning for emotional information, even when you're trying to relax. It's like having emotional Dolby Vision turned on all the time. Now let's talk about something few people explain. INFJs don't feel emotions in one layer. They feel them in multiple layers at once. You don't just feel sadness. You feel the cause, the meaning, the ripple effect, the symbolic weight, the hidden wound beneath it. You don't just feel joy, you feel connection, gratitude, nostalgia, and purpose, all braided together. This is why emotional experiences hit so hard. They're multidimensional. And emotional memory is stored deeper for you because your hippocampus tags things with meaning instead of just information. Your emotions have roots, not snapshots. Let me give you a relatable example. Someone says something slightly harsh. A non-INFJ feels it and moves on. An INFJ feels it, thinks about what caused it, predicts where it's going, analyzes the emotional motive, considers the relationship impact, remembers something similar from years ago, feels the emotional echo, and then wonders why they're exhausted. You're not overthinking. You're fully processing. And yes, it's heavier than most brains can understand. Another reason your emotions feel intense is because of something called emotional contagion. INFJs are highly susceptible to absorbing the emotional states of others, especially people you care about. If someone you love is anxious, your nervous system mirrors that anxiety almost instantly. That's because your brain has stronger mirror-neuron activation, meaning you feel other people's emotions as signals, not suggestions. That's why being around certain people feels draining and being around others feels peaceful. You don't react to people, you synchronize with them. Here's the emotional irony. INFJs are the type who can comfort someone perfectly while silently drowning in their own emotional ocean. Not because you're fake, but because your empathy system is built for caretaking under pressure. You sense someone else's pain and your system pushes your own pain aside so you can show up for them. But that emotional deferral doesn't disappear. It piles up. And that's one of the biggest reasons INFJs feel deeply. Your emotional backlog builds quietly until it spills over. Let's talk about the moment the spill happens. You know it well. You're calm, and then suddenly you're overwhelmed. This isn't random. It's the brain's emotional threshold being exceeded. When your amygdala has been processing subtle emotional information all day, eventually it hits overload. And INFJs don't react with outward explosion. You implode. Your shutdown isn't coldness, it's neurological safety mode. If you're nodding right now, it's because you've lived this. Let me share a story you'll relate to, even if you've never spoken it. An INFJ once said, "I don't just feel emotions, I feel the meaning behind them." That's the INFJ emotional algorithm. You search for patterns even in pain. This is why heartbreak stays with INFJs longer, not because you can't move on, but because you don't just lose a person. You lose the possibility, the symbolism, the emotional storyline you built. You grieve multiple layers at once. Now, here's something even deeper. INFJs don't just feel their own emotions deeply. They feel the emotional weight of possibility. You sense future outcomes emotionally before they happen logically. You don't just think something's wrong, you feel it in your chest. This is the INFJ intuitive emotional loop, one of the rarest psychological mechanisms in the entire MBTI system. Now let me flip this for you. INFJ emotional depth isn't a flaw, it's a form of intelligence. Emotional depth helps INFJs make better decisions, build stronger connections, predict interpersonal patterns, and understand people with uncanny accuracy. But emotional depth requires boundaries, and INFJs struggle with that. You can't feel everything deeply without learning when not to feel it all. This is where emotional filtering comes in. Here are 3 psychological filters INFJs must learn. Filter 1, is this emotion mine? Filter 2, is this emotion true? Filter 3, is this emotion helpful? Most INFJ emotional overwhelm happens because you skip the filter stage and jump straight to the absorption stage. And now let me give you the part the world never teaches INFJs. Feeling deeply does not make you weak, it makes you awake. But you cannot allow emotional sensitivity to turn into emotional self-harm. You need boundaries that protect your emotional bandwidth. INFJs who haven't learned emotional filtering get drained. INFJs who have learned it become unstoppable. By the end of this video, here's what I want you to know. Your emotional depth is not a disorder. It's not a problem. It's not a burden. It's a form of perception the world desperately needs. You're not too sensitive, that you're sensitive enough to feel what others numb. Your emotional depth is your compass. Your intuition is your guide. Your empathy is your power. And your ability to feel is what makes you human in a world that often forgets how. If this resonated with you, comment, I feel deeply because I care deeply. And if you want to understand your mind on a level you've never understood before, my book, Inside the Mind of an INFJ, is available on Amazon now. It breaks down the emotional systems, the brain pathways, and the hidden strengths that make you who you are. Make sure you subscribe, because the next long-form video dives into something every INFJ struggles with: emotional shutdown and why your brain suddenly goes quiet when you've had enough. Remember, you don't feel deeply because you're fragile. You feel deeply because you're built for depth.